Here you go, you all asked for it, part 3. I realised that there isn't actually much structure to these videos, so I decided to start giving it a bit of structure. This video in particular is going to be about the symptoms of MS and less so about my feelings and emotions towards it. I'll get around to that on the next video hopefully. Question 1. Is it a lifelong disease? It is a lifelong disease, but having said that, I'm on medication at the moment. The medication supposedly stops my immune system damaging my nerves even more, so hopefully that medication gives my nerves a chance to repair themselves. Whether or not they repair themselves is anybody's guess. It's more difficult in the central nervous system, but there's still hope. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, but it is a lifelong disease and so it'll be around forever. Question 2. Does it affect all muscles or just one area? In particular, for me, it's the right side of my body. Some people it affects their vision, other people it attacks their spine, so for me it's attacked my spinal cord. So the right side of my body is most affected, particularly my leg. I relapsed last year in February. I woke up, the whole of the right side of my body, I was unable to move it. But generally with MS, your body tends to be a lot more fatigued. You become a lot more tired easily. I have to think about taking rest breaks on a journey from point A to point B. So for me, not all my muscles are affected, but my whole body is a lot more tired than other people's, as anyone with MS will tell you. But yeah, it's only the right side in particular. Does a certain form of MS make you pee yourself? Not for me. For me it's okay. I don't pee myself. With MS, you tend to have a weaker bladder, and so I go to the toilet more often than I used to, but it's not reached it's not reached the stage where I pee myself. Maybe very aggressive forms of MS, but for me, thus far, I have not peed myself. A couple of questions about corona. How do you deal with corona? What precautions have you been taking at home with corona? So I received a text from the NHS a couple of days ago saying that I need to stay at home for 12 weeks. This isn't because I'm more at risk of getting corona, but the risk is that if I do get corona, it'll probably affect me a lot more than it'll affect anyone else. As I mentioned, I'm on immunosuppressants, so my immune system is weaker than everyone else's. I think the way I'm going about it is the same anyone else would go about it. I've been at home for the past week. I've not been going out. I've had time to make these videos. People aren't coming over. Every time we buy something from the supermarket, my mum disinfects it. My brother came back with some milk yesterday and my mum was spraying the milk bottles with Dettol. But there's nothing more for me to do than what everyone else is already doing. Next question. Would you ever consider clinical trials? I think so. Why not? It's not often that there are new clinical trials for drugs related to MS. But if there was, why not? Next question. Do you find it hard reading? No, reading's fine. Reading's the same as it's always been. I read all the time. I was even thinking maybe eventually when this MS stuff gets boring, I'd start talking about books. I know for me, talking about MS will never get boring, but the people watching this video, you might get bored eventually of me talking about MS. So, no, reading's fine. Reading's good. Next question. Can you untrigger it with no stress? No. Even if I'm stress-free, like the damage to my nerves is done, my body will always be weaker than it was before. I've actually become pretty good at managing my stress, and I don't actually get stressed often, but that only stops it from getting worse. It doesn't actually help to improve it. Okay, I think there are all the questions I'll answer today. There are loads more questions. I actually didn't think I'd get this many questions. Yeah, this one was more about MS. Next video I think I'll do more about my feelings towards MS, talking more about the psychological stuff and talking about the mindset stuff. So if you do want to hear about that, you have to watch the next one as well. But in the meantime, if you do want, then you can share this video, you can send it to your friends, give it a like if you want to as well. Yeah. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for watching.